Good morning. How is everybody? Happy Memorial Day. How is everybody doing? Good morning. Good morning. Let's do our morning song. Good morning, Danny. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, Kathy. Hey, Patty. How are you? Let's see. I see. Who else do I see? Hey, Susan. Hey, Betty, how are you? Happy Memorial Day. Good morning, Maria. How is everybody on this beautiful Monday morning? Hey, Rebecca. Hello, Amy. I'm looking for Miss Shelley. Good morning, Carol Marie. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing? I hope that you have great plans today with your family. Today is a day to remember those who have served, including my dad. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to show you guys a picture of my daddy. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can do this because, hey, why not? Why not think of these things while you're on the air? Good morning. I do see Facebook. Hi, Facebook. Let's see. Good morning, Kay. How are you? Let's just see. I know that we're on Foxhole. Good morning. Good morning, Foxhole, for those who are listening. Lots of things going on over at Foxhole, including these gold pills, which Method sent me this great video. Good morning, Greg. They sent me a video. He's like, "Oh, you got to watch this video about the gold pills." I watched it. I didn't pay attention. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to watch it again. But apparently, there are some gold pills over on Foxhole. And there's a whole referral system, so you want to go over and check over Foxhole because they're doing some pretty cool things. I'll try to figure it out in the next day or two. I've been a little busy, not saying good morning. Hey, Greg Harvey is in the house. All right, everybody, give it up for Greg. Give it up for Greg. Okay, because Greg is awesome. In fact, let's talk about Greg, shall we? Because Greg, guess what? He's been fighting fat. Did you know that? Did you know that he's been fighting fat? Oh, heck yeah, he has. He has been doing something pretty amazing, which is superfoods, which, hold on one second, he actually has a new group. So if you go to, where the heck did it go? I just brought up a picture of his green beard thing. Let me just say, because he started a group. Why are we not seeing this? Hold on one second. I'm looking here. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's Monday. You can tell it's Monday, right? You can totally tell it's Monday because you're like, oh my gosh, we're having some issues. All right, let me see if I can pull this up. Good morning, good morning. Let me go back to the chat. But yeah, if you go over to, you just woke up, Greg. Yeah, so did I. It's one of those days. It's one of those mornings. It's a Monday morning. It is a Monday morning. So we're just trying to, let me just see here. He sent me a picture because I'm in a little chat with both with Greg in California. And so I know that I sent this. So let's see where it went. Okay, because I want to share this because we want to make sure that people can see this. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see what it says that it is. It is, oh, okay, let's do. There we go. All right. Second, talks amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves because we want to get this up here. All right, here we go. And we want to get out of this. This is like, I'm telling you, if you guys knew like all the credit that, Greg does and California does, and I try to do during a broadcast, it's like, what? It's crazy, all this stuff. I know I just saved it. Huh. I don't know why it's not showing it. Let's see if that helps. No, let's see. Yeah, I'm having some issues right now. I don't know why, but it's not showing it. And I'm trying to get this done. Talks amongst yourselves. So what do you guys have planned for Memorial Day? Are you guys going to barbecue? We're going to barbecue today. I feel like I told my kids, I said, we're going to barbecue today. So we're going to go do some stuff and barbecue and hang outside and possibly tonight even have a fire. Ooh, doesn't that sound like fun? There's some sun today. So that's always a good thing. When there's sun, it's like, yay! That makes me so happy. I don't know why this isn't showing up. It's very bizarre. I'm just trying to say it is very bizarre. I can't seem to find this. I don't know what's going on, Greg. So I might have to change it to I might have to change it. So we'll figure it out. I'll get it to you. But just so you know, it's mysuperfoods.life. Mysuperfoods.life. If you guys could put that in the chat, mysuperfoods.life, right? Mysuperfoods.life. So let's put that in the chat if somebody can do that. So if you guys go over to mysuperfoods.life, right? Yeah, I am from Jersey. So yeah, see, there we go. It's about family, and it's about just getting together and doing some stuff. So it's we're starting. Yep, thank you. Okay. Because there it is. There it is. Boom. mysuperfoods.life. So if you guys go over there, you can join Greg in fighting fat. That's right. He's fighting fat. He's lost weight. He looks fantastic. He absolutely is getting his vessel in order. And I believe that that's for a lot of people. Like, hello. I have been, trying to get the temple back in order. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. Not every day is a success, but you know what? You start again. And so like today, it's going to be some walking. It's going to be some smart food choices. But see, this superfoods, this takes out all the like having to think about it. It just becomes an easier way so that you can actually help to keep your focus and just, it's just like grabbing a meal. And I love that. So, so if you guys go to mysuperfoods.life, he only needs 5 new people to sign up today. Just five. So if you have been thinking about it, if you've been saying to yourself, you know what, it's time to get this. It's time to get this temple back in order. It's time to take back control of my life. And, we've been talking about like just, taking care of our bodies. We've been talking about, taking back what the enemy has stolen. Well, the enemy has stolen our health by giving us bad food choices that we have learned how to comfort ourselves with food. We've learned how to eat poorly. And then if you're upset, you treat yourself or whatever. So there are some things that I believe that God is trying to do. And one of them is don't eat processed foods. Hello, don't eat processed foods. No processed foods. You got to cut back the sugar. Like today, we're going to do some barbecue. We're going to do some meat. I'm going to try to do a couple of salads, but I'm going to try to make them mostly veggies. I'm going to do some big veggies. I'm going to do instead of doing a baked potato, I'm going to try and do sweet potatoes. So it's just about making those choices. But if it's something that you don't have a good, you don't know how to make good food choices, this is a perfect plan for you because it takes care of the guesswork. Everything has been measured. It has the antioxidants. It has vitamins in it, but it's an easy way for you to get yourself back into shape. And what it does, see, you have to retrain yourself how to think. It's just like you have stinking thinking when it comes to how to do life. And so we read the Bible. There's also something about stinking thinking and how we treat our bodies. Sometimes we abuse our bodies and it's almost a self-sabotage. And I just believe that this might be something for a lot of people. So yeah, I think, Betty, you should definitely go and check it out. If you guys are interested, just make sure that you go over there. Greg Harvey has all of the links over there, but I think it's time. I think it's time for a lot of people just to go and to get some stuff taken care of. Okay. So let's just flip over. Let's just go over and let's just put a little California. So I got that one. I think I have to turn them into PNGs. California, thank you so much for writing the music for this for not only my broadcast, but for so many others. He's done so many great things. But if you guys like to go over to American MAGA Music, that's the music of Michael Beatty, you can download all of his music. And you know that we always have his music here on Crown Chats. But guess what? There is also some fun stuff. That's right. I also have K-Leave. That's right. K-Leave Naturals. And if you go over to K-Leave Naturals, it is so awesome. I love their skincare. Their skincare has made me a very, very happy Lisa. I have become a very, very happy Lisa. And if you look at my skin has just looked fantastic. But if you go over there to K-Leave Naturals, it is fantastic. In fact, let's just play a little. Let's play.
Time it come to share. K-Leave Naturals, we love it every drop. You'd never be the same with K-Leave Naturals. The nurturing begins, inspired from above.
Okay, so K-Leave Naturals, as you saw, enter code CROWN for 10% discount. There is a whole bundle for Father's Day. And of course, Michael Beatty, he sent me the video and I can't find it. So we're having some issues on, Crown Chats and trying to get some stuff up. I don't know what the heck is going on, but I can't find any of the stuff that I downloaded. It's very bizarre. It's very bizarre. It's okay. We are, good morning, Bam Mama of Texas. But if you guys go over to K-Leave, you will not be sorry. I mean, look at, like, my skin is all, it's all glowy. It's all glowy. It feels fantastic. It looks fantastic. I wake up in the morning and I'm not scared. I look at myself and I go, look at me. I have no makeup on. And I'm telling you, there is going to be a day that I will actually do a broadcast with no makeup. I'm not making a promise and I am not going to say that yet. I will put a disclaimer that it will be based upon the fact that Lisa's out in the sun and I got some sun and I look okay. But I probably will do a broadcast without any makeup, which is going to be, give me a chance on that. We'll just see. We'll just see how that is. Lord have mercy. What are you doing to me, Papa? Okay. Also, Garage Patriot. If you guys go over to garagepatriot.com, Garage Patriot, he and his son make these beautiful crosses for Garage Patriot. If you go over there, $30 of every single cross goes to fallen police officers' families. That's right. This is such a beautiful ministry. It's a ministry. I mean, as much as it seems like a business, it really is a ministry because what they're doing is they're taking care of the widows and the orphans. Because, you know, when you lose somebody, you know, especially in the line of duty, it's a heartbreaking thing. But to see people rally around you, and I love that that they pick new police officers every month. So $30 from every single cross goes to the fallen police officer's family. And if you type in, I believe it's California. If you type in California, I think there's some discounts. I don't know if it's a 15% discount or if it's free shipping, but you should definitely go over. It's also, this is Kingdom. Remember, we support Kingdom. We support K-Leave because Kingdom. We support Patriot, Garage Patriot, Kingdom, and we also support Superfoods, Kingdom. So go to Greg Harvey. You know, don't sign up with anybody else because I'm telling you, we want to bless those who bless us. Okay. So we can just go over, and people, if you guys are interested, you can also go and you can message Greg Harvey. Greg, just put in like an email. So if they are interested, is there like if somebody is interested in signing up for Superfoods, Greg, just make sure that you put in some sort of an email. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's transition because so far we're just having a woo. It's been one of those mornings. So yeah, I think it's a Monday morning. I don't know what it is, but this Monday morning is just not it's just not being so kind. So let's just go over and let's transition. We always love to transition with California. And I think I'm just gonna have to clean up my desktop. I think that's what it is. Somebody used my computer yesterday, and because of it, all my stuff is just all over the place. So there we go. Okay, now we're getting to where we should be. Oh, see, there it is. Hold on a second. Look what I just found. I just found all my stuff because it's all Lord have mercy. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Look at this. Look what I just found. Look at what I just found. Because K-Leave is so good, we want to do it twice, right?
Listen to your skin. Listen to your skin. It's Kaylee Naturals for the win. Every day in June, the Father's Day bundle. Every day in June. Every day in June. Get it now 'cause it's ending soon. Gotta listen to your skin. Listen to your skin. It's Kaylee Naturals for the win. Listen to your skin. Listen to your skin. It's Kaylee Naturals for the win.
Okay, that starts tomorrow. It starts June 1st. But I wanted to show it to you because I thought, oh, I just found it. So now I'm like, all right. So at least we can do that. Okay. So now what we're gonna do, now we're really gonna transition because that is what we're ready to do. So now I just need to go over and we are gonna get ready to go to our knees. So let's just go over. Let's get a little California. Where'd you go in? I think for some reason, all of my stuff is in alphabetical order. So I'm going to have to do some sort of a something so that I can find things in a much more efficient way. So you know what I'm going to be doing today? That means I'm going to be cleaning up my desktop. All right, guys, here we go. No. Oh, crap.
Oh, bless ye the Lord, all ye servants of the Lord Most High, which by day and night, standing in the light, in the temple of the Lord, I fall down on my knees. I will bless the Lord. I lift my hands to you. You will never leave. You are always standing by my side. Yeah. When men cast their eyes and when troubles rise, you are always there. Yeah. I fall down on my knees. I will bless the Lord. I lift my hands to you. worship you alone. You will come to take me home. You are all I ever need. Jesus, you will set me free. I will worship you alone. You will come to take me home. You are all I ever need. Jesus, you will set me free. I will worship you alone. You will come to take me home. I fall down on my knees. I will bless the Lord. I lift my hands to Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Fall down on my knees. I will bless the Lord.
Okay, let's just take a deep breath. Yes, I realized what I said after I realized that my mic. Okay, so I have two different programs, and then there's a video that it blocks my microphone, and then there's another one who doesn't. But in the midst of trying to block bad language and inappropriate language, I almost blocked. I think I might have. I almost blocked Maria Betty, which did not make me happy. So hence the, oh crap, there it is. I said it. Okay. So we're just gonna, it could have been worse. California's like, your microphone's still on. I'm like, yeah, I know, because otherwise you would have heard me say it again. But that is the realness. That is the realness. And I'm going to say that to the gentleman who posted it. You are welcome to be here. You just can't comment. But I'm just going to say that Jesus loves you, regardless of what you choose to do with your body. How about that? Okay. We'll just sit there and we'll just let that kind of breeze over, because it's not going to distract me. Because there is a good message. And today we are going to talk about El Shaddai. El Shaddai. I think I'm going to have to put some music underneath, because it is. I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to be real about some stuff today. Because there is something about that. God is sufficient. He is sufficient. What does that mean? That means that even in the midst of everything, that God is sufficient in what he does. He is sufficient. So he is going to help you to get through. And we're going to talk about what that looks like. So it is El Shaddai. Whew, man. Okay. Here we go. Lord have mercy. Okay. El Shaddai means God Almighty. God's name El Shaddai reminds that he is all powerful. He is the mighty one. He is in Psalms 91:1. That El Shaddai part is who you run to, and we can find refuge and rest in his shadows. Okay. What's beautiful about this particular part is if you read Psalms 91, which is what I'm going to do in the Passion Translation, it talks about that mothering part of God. And that's going to I'm just letting you guys know, it's just one of those days. So it's because the enemy comes in like a flood, right? Or God comes in like a flood, and the enemy tries his best to pull us down and to do all these things to make us lose our focus, lose our understanding of who God is. And it says, this is in Psalms 91. Yeah, thank you, Becky, because seriously, or Rebecca, it's going to be, yeah, I'm just letting you know. It's okay. So it says in Psalms 91, it says, it starts off in the Passion Translation. It says safe and secure. It says, when you abide under the shadow of Shaddai, okay, you are hidden in the strength of God Most High. He's the hope that holds me and the stronghold to shelter me, the only God for me and my great confidence. He will rescue you from every hidden trap of the enemy, and he will protect you from false accusations and any deadly curse. His massive arms are wrapped around you, protecting you. You can run under his covering of majesty and hide. His arms of faithfulness are a shield, keeping you from harm. You will never worry about an attack of demonic forces at night, nor have to fear a spirit of darkness coming against you. Don't fear a thing. Whether by night or by day, demonic danger will not trouble you, nor will the powers of evil be launched against you. Even in a time of disaster, with thousands and thousands being killed, you will remain unscathed and unharmed. You will be a spectator as the wicked perish in judgment, for they will be paid back for what they have done. When we live our lives within the shadow of God Most High, our secret hiding place, we will always be shielded from harm. How then could evil prevail against us or disease infect us? God sends angels with special orders to protect you wherever you go, defending you from all harm. If you walk into a trap, they'll be there for you and keep you from stumbling. You'll even walk unharmed among the fiercest powers of darkness, trampling every one of them beneath your feet. For here is what the Lord has spoken to me. Because you loved me, delighted in me, and have been loyal to my name, I will greatly protect you. I will answer your cry for help every time you pray, and you will feel my presence in your times of trouble. I will deliver you and bring you honor. I will satisfy you with a full life. With all that I do for you, you will enjoy the fullness of my salvation. Okay, so, hold on. There you go. Good morning, Derek Lynn. So, sorry guys. What does that look like? Can we really trust that we can run to him and that he will protect us? Can we, hey Mary, can we trust that? Can we believe that God, who is El Shaddai, he is our strength, right? He is sufficient. God is sufficient. That's another name, that he is sufficient. And so I go back to this, and I go back to Psalms 91, and people will say, claim Psalms 91, Lisa. Just speak Psalms 91, that no harm shall come to you. That no harm shall come to you. And I say to myself, okay, Lord, so this is the thing. It says, if you walk into a trap, they'll be there for you and keep you from stumbling. Okay? This is, God sends his angels. And so the angels are there because he is sufficient. He does everything. He has a purpose for everything, right? The angels will be there to protect you. But this is the thing that gets me, okay? Where it goes back in Psalms 91, in verse 14, it says, for here is what the Lord has spoken to me. Because you loved me, delighted in me, and have been loyal to my name, I will greatly protect you. Do you see that there is because you have done this, then I will do this. Because you have loved me, because you have delighted in me, because you have been loyal to me, I will protect you. I will answer your cry every time you pray. You want to know how you get your prayers answered? Like that. By loving him, delighting in him and being loyal to him. You know, there are so many scriptures that talk about that we can only trust God. There are so many scriptures that man will fail you, that your children will fail you, your spouse will fail you, but God will never fail you. Your parents will fail you. Your friends might fail you, but God will not fail you. Because in the midst of everything, he is there. And he is sufficient. He is sufficient. How do we know that he is sufficient? How do we know that he is good? How do we know these things? Because he wraps his name in his promises. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, El Shaddai. That is who he is. We keep saying, when you abide, what is that? To abide is to live and to breathe and to have your protection. You know, when you abide under something, it's where you're maintaining everything. It's like you abide under the shadow of Shaddai. You live under his wing. And especially as we go through and we're listening to these different things about Memorial Day, right? We can say, well, there are so many soldiers who had to abide and had to trust in God during those difficult times. That there are people that, you know, Uncle Larry was talking about this morning, and he was saying about, you know, no greater love is there a man who sacrifices. Okay. And we can see that. We can see that with the military. But what about the disciples? What about the disciples who laid down their life for you and I to proclaim the gospel? What about all the martyrs? What about all the pastors who go to these other countries and who get slaughtered because of the word of God? No greater love. No greater love. No greater love is there for a mother who's willing to lay down her life to protect her child, or a father who's willing to lay down his life. No greater love. See, sometimes we mix things up and we don't understand what a sacrifice is. We don't understand what it is to sacrifice. When you are living with the Lord, when you are following under him, and everything else makes no sense to anybody else, because you are living your life under the shadow of Shaddai. And everybody else is like, you're nuts. You're nuts. Do you know that you're nuts? Do you know? Do you know how crazy you sound right now? Do you know what you're saying? God doesn't do that, and God doesn't do this. But see, when you live your life under Shaddai, when you live under the shadow of Shaddai, that you are hidden in Shaddai, that it doesn't matter, that things could be falling to the left and falling to the right, and everything could be falling around you. But you are sitting in that place and you're saying, I will be protected, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of what your job says, regardless of what your family says. I will be protected because I am under the shadow of Shaddai. That he is my mother to me. He is my mother to me. And I can see that he's a good mother. He has a wing over me, covering me, hovering over me, that no harm shall come to me, that he will answer me when I call to him. This is what it is to live in the Psalms 91. It's not just speaking the words, guys, but it's knowing that you know, 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 that mama bird is not going to take off and leave you. That's what's going to happen. You know, there are so many things that we can see and we don't understand. And we say, why is this falling? And why is this falling? And why is that falling? Because things will fall. Things will fall. And people will run away. And people will turn their backs on you. And you'll get attacked because the enemy will want to just pull you down. And it's going to attack you in the same stinking places over and over and over, regardless of what you say, regardless of how you say it. Just beating you down and beating you down, but you cannot be beaten if you know that you're under the shadow of Shaddai. My God is sufficient. My God will sustain me. My God will protect me. That when I hide under the shadow of his wings, no evil shall come to me. That regardless of what happens, that he already has sent angels to minister, to talk to you, to say, don't believe those things. Don't believe those. Don't believe that report. Don't believe this. Don't believe it. Because when it says that you will rescue me from every hidden trap of the enemy, he will rescue you. He will rescue you. And that's, I look at this, and so many times has God rescued me. He has rescued me. Well, okay, was I in danger? No, but my heart was on the verge of being broken. That I didn't want to get out of bed. And God would say to me, you are under the shadow of my wing. And I was like, what? And I saw this arch over my bed. I saw this arch, and I said, oh, it's just because I'm laying, and I looked up and I could just see this, when you wake up and your eyes are just kind of open, and you just kind of look up a little bit and you're like, okay. You can't really see anything first thing in the morning, and you're like, okay. And I heard, you're under the shadow of my wing. And I was like, wait, that's Psalms 91. And then I'm like, oh, I'm just imagining that. Oh, I'm just thinking that's just me. I'm trying to comfort myself. I'm just trying to comfort myself. And so I got up and I took the dogs out. And as I took the dogs out, I was outside, and all of a sudden I heard, you are under the shadow of my wing. And at that I was like, wait, I think that's God. And then all of a sudden this feather just flew right into my face. Like, oh, I was under the shadow of Shaddai. And so even though all the things were coming around me and I was being broken through circumstances and through words and through heartbreak, regardless of what was happening, God sustained me. He helped me. He hid me. And so even as we go through things, and it's always the same attack. For me, it's always the same attack. It's always the same attack. Because he goes to the places where you're the most vulnerable. He goes to the place where it hurts the most. That's where he goes. He goes to those places. But then you keep saying to yourself, well, wait a second. Because honest and truly, I was going to go a whole different place with this message. But I think that God needed me to hear and needed you to hear about Shaddai in Psalms 91, because I think that really helps us to see that he is sufficient, that it's his strength that's going to help us. There's songs that are sung about El Shaddai, right? I think Amy Grant did a song, El Shaddai. And so we look at these things and we say, but Lord, but it hurts. But it hurts, when the people that you love come against you, it hurts. When people that you have held so deeply in your heart and they've turned on you and have said things about you that they don't understand. They're not comprehending the truth because they have something in their ear that's just whispering, just whispering and saying things that are not true. And so you have to take a step back and say, okay, Papa, I trust you in this. I don't know how, and it hurts really bad, but I'm going to go and nestle up next to you. That even though I don't have the words to say right now, that I don't have the words because my heart is breaking because of what has been done to me, what has been said to me, what I've just had to endure, even though I don't have the words, I choose to hide under you because I know that you will protect me. I know that you are faithful because I take delight in you. I take delight in you because you are good. And I've left so many things behind to follow my God. I've left so many things behind. I don't do that anymore. I don't do this anymore, But yet we still have to be real. We have to go through the things in our lives. We have to go through the emotions of stuff. But we have to say to ourselves, but Lord, you are sufficient. You are sufficient. And you will take care of me. And I love that it says that you can run under his covering of majesty and hide. That you can run under his covering of majesty and hide. Come on. His arms of faithfulness are a shield keeping you from harm. And if you can see the loving arms of Jesus that come around and just wrap you and hold you and say, I am sufficient to you. I am sufficient. I am sufficient. I am your strength. I am your protection. Because there is a part of God that is the mothering part of God. There is a part of God there is the comforter. Come on. There is the comforter. Right? This is where he is. And so we don't have to worry about a spirit of darkness coming upon us. That we don't have to fear a thing. It says it in the verse. It says, don't fear a thing. Don't fear a thing. So the thing that I fear the most has come upon us, right? That's what Job said. The thing that I feared most has come upon me. See, we got to come out of this fear thing. And yes, is it hard? Is it hard? Yes, it's super hard. Come on. Come on. This is the thing. When we're going through things, we cling, we hold on to, we abide. We abide in El Shaddai. We abide, we live, we breathe. We take our rest under the shadow of his wing, knowing that nothing can touch us. Nothing. And that's the whole thing. It's like even at night when we sleep, we can sanctify. We can ask the Lord to sanctify our dreams. Sanctify them, Lord. Protect my dreams. I always ask that. Protect my dreams. Because the enemy was coming into my dreams. That's what he was doing. He would come into my dreams and try to steal my dreams and put fear that he was bigger than God. Right? No, not anymore. Because now that I know who my Papa is, now that I know who El Shaddai is, now that I know who Jehovah Shalom is, right? Now that I know that that God who sees me, who sees my circumstances, who sees my heart breaking when things come upon me, who cries with me, wipes every tear, and holds every tear, holds my hand, holds me up. That is what he does. And it says, though thousands and thousands being killed, you will remain unscathed and unharmed. So even in the midst of everything that we're looking at right now, right? We will remain unscathed and unharmed. That is who he is. That is who he is. He is good. He is good. Godfidence. That's right. That's right, Rebecca. I love that. Yep. We hold the line with Godfidence. And that's where I am right now, is that I have the Godfidence that God is going to protect me. I have the Godfidence that God is going before me, that God is already working behind the scenes on things that I can't do because I hide in El Shaddai, that he has sent the angels to go before me because he loves me. And that I'm going to see, it says, you will be a spectator as the wicked perish in judgment, right? I don't believe that. I don't believe that that is necessarily for people. I believe it's for the wicked. The wicked are the spirits, the fallen angels. That's what I believe. Because when we see, so when we see things, like when my dad passed, that day, I said to the Lord, I go, Lord, where's my dad? Where's my father? And I saw my father and I saw his book, and my father was seeing his book, and it was opened. And he was reading in his book of life. He was reading all the things that God had planned for him. And he started to see the choices that he made, and he started to see the suffering, and he started to see all the things that came against him. And he cried. I saw my dad weeping. I saw him weeping in heaven. Weeping because he saw the great plans that God had for him, but he saw how the enemy came in and stole and killed and destroyed. He saw it, and he saw the protection of God, and he saw how God hid him in times where he thought he should have died, in times that things were so hard. He saw how God was there, how God sustained him. You know, when we go back into these memories, okay, and we ask and invite Jesus, come into these memories so that I can be healed, and we see Jesus in it. Well, what if Jesus was always in there? Because he is our El Shaddai. Because he is sufficient, that he is there covering us and hovering over us and speaking into our ear and bringing the angels forth. But we do not see what he is doing. We do not see it. We don't know it. We don't understand it. We just don't understand it. And God is saying, but you don't understand what I've been doing. You don't understand, Lisa, how I've been protecting you and how I've been shielding you. You just don't know. You just don't know. Because I have hidden you in me. And we say to ourselves, okay, Lord, this is what I want you to do. It's always that. Lord, this is what I want you to do. Can you do this and can you do that? See, but God knows exactly what we need. He knows exactly what we need, and he knows exactly how to help us go through these things, and it's in the trust. It's in trusting. It's in trusting that he is going to keep us in that place hidden, that regardless of what happens, right? Regardless of what happens, that we can stay hidden in him. We can stay hidden in him. He's amazing. He is amazing. Sometimes I'm just so overwhelmed by his goodness, by the things that he does, right? I'm so overwhelmed. He's so good. He's so good. And when we look at all these things, we go, oh, Lord, but how? But how? How is that possible, Papa? How can you keep me hidden? But it's his promise. It's always in his promise. You got to go back to the words. You got to go back to the things that he says, because he is not a God who can lie. And so if he says he's going to take us, if he's going to help us, right? He's going to do exactly what he says. He's going to do exactly what he says he's going to do. So I want you guys to watch this, because I think that this might kind of help when it's hard to trust.
We should get up each morning believing for a good day, expecting favor, knowing that God is directing our steps. At the same time, we should realize everything may not go perfect. Every person may not treat us right. Our plans may not stay on schedule. There may be some bumps in the road and things that we didn't see coming. If you're only going to enjoy the day if your plans work out, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. At the start of the day, you need to make a decision that no matter what comes against you, you're not going to get upset. No matter what someone says, you're not going to be offended. No matter what delays, disappointments, bad breaks, you're not going to be sour. You've already made up your mind to stay in peace. This day is a gift from God. We are not always going to be here. You have to put your foot down and say, I am not going to let these same things keep upsetting me. I am going to stay in peace even if the boss is unfair, even if my spouse is grumpy, even if my flight is delayed, even if the medical report isn't good. This is the day the Lord has made. I have made up my mind. I'm going to enjoy it. God saw everything that happened to you. He knows what was unfair. He knows how you were treated. Nothing is a surprise to Him. If you'll keep moving forward, He'll not only bring you out, He'll bring you out better. In the Scripture, it tells us to put on the whole armor of God. Part of that armor is the shoes of peace. Every morning, you need to make sure you put on your shoes of peace. Too many people go through the day barefooted, offended, discouraged, upset. But when you make this decision at the start of the day that nothing is going to upset you, really, you're putting your shoes on. You're saying, God, I trust you. I know you're directing my steps. And even if things don't go perfectly today, I believe all things are going to work out for my good. When you're in peace, you're in a position of power. The way to honor God is to get up each day with passion, being your best, pursuing what He put in your heart.
There's always going to be things in our lives that we do not have the answers to. And I can tell you from personal experience as well as the Word of God, if you have to know the why behind everything and you're going to spend your life trying to figure everything out, you are never going to have contentment and satisfaction. You are never going to enter the rest of God, because trust always requires having some unanswered questions in your life. We have to not know and be satisfied. We have to come to a place in our walk with God where even though it doesn't seem fair or doesn't feel right, that we love God enough and trust Him enough that we know that whatever's going on in our life, that He's still in control, and that if we keep trusting Him, He will work it out for our good. So many things that we can have questions about. But instead of that, He wants to hear, I trust you.
When you choose to worry, you do not trust. When you try to fix what is impossible, you do not trust. When you hurry ahead and don't wait for the Lord to move and to change, you do not trust. When you lie awake twisting and turning at night, you do not trust. When you doubt biblical principles and promises that are right here in the book you love and study, you do not trust. When you turn to others first for help, you do not trust. When you listen to human counsel and give a higher priority to that than the principles you have just learned, you do not trust. When you manipulate and maneuver situations, you do not trust. When you step in and take charge without praying and being led by the Spirit of God, you do not trust. When you cling to others in order to feel secure and needed and loved, you do not trust. What is it we do that keep us from trusting God? And how can we break that habit and watch God break through in ways that we would never have expected? He will win the battle. He will win the battle. It'll be His battle. And I'll simply enjoy the spoils of His victory. He'll win this battle. Trust Him. Trust God.
Trusting God is a decision. And yes, it's difficult when you don't understand what's going on, and it's especially difficult when what's going on in your life just does not seem fair. But part of the thing that you have to realize is that what you don't understand now things that you're going through right now that you do not understand, you cannot make any sense out of at all, later on, I promise you, later on, you will look back and say, now I get it. Now I get it. Amen? And please believe me when I say that a lot of the things that you think are terrible, actually in reality, are good. And the things that aren't good, God can work for good. But now listen, we're partners with God. He doesn't just work everything out for good. We trust Him and He works everything out for good. We trust God and He works everything out for good. But I want to tell you something. No matter what condition your life is in right now, no matter how many pieces it's in, with God's help, you can rebuild. Through the strength of God, you can rise up. You can run and not be weary. You can walk and you shall not faint.
When everything else is crumbling around us, in the darkest hour of your life, God will never fail you. God uses storms to teach us that we need Him every day and every hour of our lives. God teaches us through those storms that He is all-powerful, that He is mighty, and that He alone is in control of planet Earth. The God we serve is the master of wind and waves. He is the chain breaker, and He is the way maker. He is the way, He is the truth, He is the life. It is His voice that penetrates the darkness. He is still the light of the world. He is the Lord of glory. He is still the Lion of the tribe of Judah. He is still our companion in the valley of the shadow of death. He is our hope. He is our fortress. He is our high tower. He is the mighty God, the everlasting Father, and the Prince of Peace. He is the sea walker and the blind man healer. He is the champion of death, hell, and the grave. His name is Jesus, the Son of the living God, heaven's hope and hell's dread. If you have fallen, get up, because Christ has conquered your storm. Start living again. Start loving again. Start believing again. Start achieving again. Listen to the voice of the Master. Your storm is over. Stop allowing your past to control your future. Don't be pushed by your problems. Be led by your dreams. God is your Father. Nothing is impossible to you. Nothing is impossible to you. Nothing is impossible to you. When you believe that, you'll never be the same. Do not allow the storm of failure to force you to scale down your dreams and minimize what you think you can do. We were made by the hand of God to soar like eagles. Don't allow the foolish opinions of other people to determine your future. You let God Almighty guide you through the storm. You let Him build the foundation of your life. You let Him set you on fire with a burning vision and a hope that will not go away. I assure you, you will accomplish great things with few assets, because God's blessing is greater than all the approval the world will ever give you. Don't let anyone ever box you into their putrid dreams for your life. You live your life to the maximum every day the sun comes up.
I got to tell you, I love those videos. I know that sometimes people don't like the different preachers that are on there, but we have to learn how to pull out the meat and spit out the bones. I'm just saying that's a good message, and it's scripturally based. But this is my heart is, do you see God in the midst of your storm? Do you see how you can go to Him, how you can run to Him? Do you see that there is something so much bigger that they're so much bigger, that God is there in everything that we're doing, that he is there, that sometimes we don't see everything. And sometimes we'll start to try to figure things out ourselves. But God's like, no, I got this. I have you hidden. I have you hidden. That when we understand that he is faithful, we understand that he is who he says he is. He is who he says he is. That we can hide under El Shaddai. That we can go and take refuge in him. That we can be safe and secure, that he is going to send his angels to fight for us, that he is going to protect us, that he is going to answer every time that we call. That is part of that trust, but it's also part of that faith. And it's like, what came first, the trust or the faith? Well, I don't think you can have trust if you don't have the faith he's going to answer. And I don't think that you can have the faith if you can't trust him. So it's kind of like where it says that there's a two-edged sword. Well, I think that two-edged sword is trusting and faith. That I think that is what cuts through the lies and the deception that the enemy has. That I believe that there is trust on one side of that sword and there is faith on the other side, and in the middle is righteousness. So if we look at a sword of a two-edged sword, that there's a sharp end, but then there's something in the middle that sustains the two of them. And so if we're looking at the faith and we're looking at the trust, then there has to be a righteousness because he is righteous. And so we look at all of these different pieces of God, and we can say to ourselves, can I really go and hide in El Shaddai? Will he really protect me? Will he really sustain me? Will he really fight for me when everything else is falling around and everything else is falling apart? Can I still find my refuge and my strength in him? Can I go to him? Will he reject me? Am I going to be like that little bird that gets pushed out of the nest because, there was something wrong with it? No, his wings are big and expansive, and he can cover us and he can shield us. That we can hide under the shadow of his wing. We can see that there's no rain that's going to come through. We can see that there's no harm. That's what a mama bird does. If you think about a mama bird, when she expands her wings, nothing gets through to those babies. Nothing. He's a good father. He's a good mama. But most importantly, he is faithful. So let's just do a little bit California, shall we?
Lift up your head, his beauty surrounds us, waiting to all of his love. It's time to let go of every distraction. Open our hearts and receive all love. Slander and shame, wounds that control us. He's asking we lay at his feet. It's time to surrender to his love and mercy. No longer accepting the voices of fear and death. He's faithful, his power and healing transform. He's faithful, he's in the midst of our storm. He sees our
Okay. So, yes, and I agree with you, Shelley. Miguel, California is so anointed and he is going places. I agree with that. And as I was listening to that song, Faithful, and the Lord started to show me some stuff, and I've just been reading all of your comments. And I think one of the things that I'm seeing is if if we have had some hurts and some wounds from parents who weren't there, who didn't protect us, who weren't able to shield us, that we can sometimes run from the Father, thinking that we have to protect ourselves, that we can't depend on him. If we can't depend on our parents who were supposed to do a good job, how can we trust God who we can't see, to know that he is faithful, to know that he's going to do what he says he's going to do? And I'm thinking about how the enemy tries to tell us these different things and says to us, this is never going to change. This is always going to be. And we can see that, well, God, you said in your word that this was going to happen, or you said in your word. And so we come into this place where, and I saw this vision, and I saw Jesus as a shepherd, and I saw him with all the sheep, and I saw his staff, and I saw him looking over his sheep. And let me tell you something. What I saw, I didn't see this weak, man who was watching over his flock. And instead, I saw a fierce warrior, and I saw him holding that staff where it says that my rod and my staff comfort you. That comfort is that staff will kick butt. That staff will destroy and annihilate anything that comes towards his sheep. That should be your comfort, is that he will fight for you. He will defend you. He will cover you. That a good shepherd is going to watch over so that the sheep can rest. Where it says that, the Lord is my shepherd, right? He maketh me lie down. He maketh me lie down, because there is a place where he says, I got this. I got this. I am your El Shaddai. I am the God of strength. I am the all sufficient one. That is who I am. And I just keep seeing these different things. And I'm going to say that, it's really interesting, because our parents, our parents did the best that they could do. They did the best that they could do with what tools they had. And I can see how someone could think that their parent didn't do what was right by them, even though the parent thought that they were doing what was best for them. And then I can see how somebody who had a parent that was the type of parent that really was harsh and cruel, and they can see they can see something so different in another person. And there's something about what God has said to me, and part of my mandate in being a mama to so many, that, like, even though I might not be your mom. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I just messed with my hair. See, this is why you don't touch your hair on the camera. When you knowing that you're a mom, there's parts there are parts that you want to be. And so there are times that during broadcasts, you might feel very mothered by some of the things that I say. And there are a lot of people who kind of feel and see me as a mama, but I'm going to tell you that it's truly El Shaddai. It's truly the mothering part of God. When that Psalms 91 that you're seeing. You're not seeing Lisa. You're seeing that mothering part of God that is coming through Lisa to help to heal or help to speak to or help to pull out those wounds, because we all have them, including Lisa, because our parents are human and humans make mistakes. And so even though we think that we've tried to do the best thing that we can do, and sometimes our children will turn on us and say, you were a terrible parent. And we say, how could I be a terrible parent when I've given you everything that I had? I've given you everything that I had, and I've done what I felt was the best. But because I've had a ill understanding of what it looks like to be a parent, that I didn't have the proper tools and the proper equipment to completely love you the way that you should have been loved, you know? But we're learning. We're learning. Every day we learn. Every day we grow. Every day we start to see what love looks like. What does love look like? What does love look like for a mom? What does love look like for a dad? But what does love look like for the body of Christ? What does love look like for a husband, for a wife? What does love look like? Because we can sit there and we can say, you didn't do this and you didn't do that. But we have to say, well, what tools do you have? Because if you've never been loved unconditionally, it's hard. It's hard to love back. It's hard to love others with that unconditional love. If you don't have it, you can only use what you have in your toolbox. That's why when we go into El Shaddai and we hide in him, that he protects us and he shows us that we are not alone in this, that he's going to go forth and he's going to fight for us. It's sort of like having people in the military who are fighting for us, even though we don't see them. We don't see the fighting. We don't see what they endure, but we know that they're out there, that they're working and helping us. They're working for us. Okay. They're fighting for us. So they're kind of like the angels that are going before us, trying to keep us protected. Because if somebody says our military is there, we can breathe in, we can take a deep breath, and we can say, oh, yes, we can. Yes, we can. And so I just kind of feel like that this message about El Shaddai, if we start to look at El Shaddai, that he is our protector, when we start to look on this Memorial Day of those who have gone, who have protected us, who have gone, who have fought for us, that we don't even know all of their names. You don't know the people who have protected you. You don't know the people who have laid down their life for you. You don't know those who have hidden you from harm, the special ops soldiers who go undercover, who break through and disintegrate the plans of the enemy against our country so that we are safe. And so I just really, I wanted to kind of show that, just a video, because I feel like God is just, God is doing something, and I feel like we're going to pray, but I just want to share this video that that Miguel sent me this morning, because I felt, especially for our country, that God is blessing America, that he is El Shaddai, and he is hiding America under his wing. The wing of an eagle, he is hiding it.
Bless America, the sacrifice that binds us and the memories that unite us. God bless America. patriots who gave up, answering the call. As a grateful nation, we bow our heads in honor you. Remember you. God bless America. The sacrifice that binds us and the memories that unite us. God bless America. The patriots who gave up, answering the call. God bless America. The sacrifice that binds us and the memories that unite us. God bless America. Patriots who gave up, answering the call.
I love that. I so love that. And we want to say thank you to all of our soldiers, all the men and women who have laid down their life, who have fought for us. They have fought for us. So I wanted to just, I'm going to kind of do this because I want to show you something, because God is, I think we need to see what a sacrifice really looks like. I think we need to see what it looks like to be a mother, to be a father to our nation, because that is really what God is doing this this Memorial Day. I think He's showing us that we can see things, but we really don't understand the cost. We just don't understand the cost.
But tonight we have a very special presentation just for him. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome 160 graduate and current U.S. Army infantry.
Surprising her daughter, and so Miss Avery Hinton, you have a present under the tree.
All right. Which table?
Brian pretended to be a waiter bringing ordered drinks to the table.
Here you go, Mama.
Oh my god!
To throw Mackenzie Freeman off her game, laser focused until mid-play. She spots a face she hasn't seen in over half a year, jumping into her father's arms, the first of many hugs.
It's been over 7 months, so it's been a long time coming.
Following a tour of duty in Afghanistan, Master Sergeant Jeremy Freeman is
So bring more of the tickets to the birthday show.
What?
Yes!
Our team captain, Madam Tanksio. Hold on a minute, we got somebody else who's going to help present this to Vietnam, his dad.
This is the moment they've both been dreaming of, but it wasn't complete without one more stop.
Hey kids, I want to wish you an early happy birthday from Monrovia. I wish I could be there with you to celebrate, but I can't.
Let's head to center court. We got some birthday gifts that Rocky wants to pass out. Are you ready?
Williams.
David.
Oh,
Come on, surprise. Come on in.
Mom. 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 Hi, baby. Paris is a chief petty officer for the U.S. Navy, and she was deployed for 10 months. Her son's in tears to see her return home.
That's not one of your siblings either.
I tell you.
Girl or a boy?
Nice. Boy. Girl.
You can always ask for a hint. Remember, you can ask for a hint.
How cool is that? It's like the 25th. Yeah. I said, but I don't think I'm going to talk to you this week. You got so much going on. Come here.
Air Force Master Sergeant John Lang shocked his 20-year-old daughter, a hockey nut whose first Chicago Blackhawks game ever.
Hi, Kim Madison. That's Dad.
Was bittersweet since her dad wasn't there to share it. Until he was. Another holiday antidote to all that news that's left us asking, what's wrong with the world, by showing us what's right. Jim Axelrod, CBS News.
Boomer, come on up here, Boomer. All right, Boomer, give me your hands. You can walk over here. Make sure Boomer knows where Boomer's going. You know what it is? Yeah. All right, what is it? All right, so Boomer, why don't you help us out with a surprise?
Oh.
So this is Brooke's mom. She's back from the military. Let's give her a round of applause.
Grab him, Mickey.
Fun. Real fun this year. Well, we have a special guest today. It's Veterans Day.
Daddy. He's crying.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! What is doing there? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
A little help with the goals in the crowd. 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, can I have you guys turn around real quick? Your dad is home from the Air Force. He's been serving overseas. He is home, Master Sergeant Aaron McKean. He has been serving 20 years in the United States Air Force. He has returned the Middle East 5 times. Die Hard Lightning fans in a home reunion.
Jaden Cunningham. Eric Benson.
Okay, so I'm sure everybody's been crying. I'm a mess. But do you see how the children were running to the father? How they wrapped themselves around their father, their mother, that they hid. They hid their faces. Each person hiding themselves in that person, hiding themselves, going in as close as they could, grabbing them. That is how we're supposed to see God. That is how we're supposed to run to him. That is how we're supposed to hide in him. With all that love, with all of that love, that is how. That is what it looks like for Psalms 91. When those arms open up and they embrace each and every one of their family members, wrapping themselves up, hiding themselves in. No greater love is there than a man who lays down his life for his brother. Thank you so much to the men and the women who have sacrificed so much. Thank you so much to the families who allowed your families to sacrifice for us. Thank you for the men and the women of the military, but also thank you for those who bring the gospel. Thank you for those who fight, for the intercessors who fight, for those who stand and don't take a knee. Thank you. Thank you for everything that you've done. So I hope that when you see Psalms 91, you remember this video, because that's really what it is, to hide ourselves in the Lord, to know that nothing can harm us, that you have someone who's fighting for you. And so we thank you for all of your service. And I told you I would show you. That's my daddy. He was in the Navy. And he fought for his family. May God keep you and bless you this day, this Memorial Day. Bless every single person here on this broadcast. Have an awesome day. Remember how much God loves you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless.